You can beckon to people to look at your wares, but you cannot compel them to buy. Welcome to section 9 of chapter 12 of the Holy Quran, and section 9 starts with sign 69. Namshi. Walamma dakhalu ala Yusufa awa ilayhi ahahu. Awa ilayhi ahahu. Now, when they came into Joseph's presence, falamma dakhalu ala Yusufa, he received his full brother to stay with him. Awa ilayhi ahahu. Awa ilayhi ahahu, to stay with him. Kala inni ana ahuka. Kala inni ana ahuka. Fala tabta'isu bima kanu ya'malun. He said, Kala, to him, into brackets to him. He here is Joseph. He said to him is Benjamin. He said to him, Kala, inni ana ahuka. I am thy own brother. Own is in bracket. I am thy own brother. Kalu inni ahuka. Fala tabta'is bima kanu ya'malun. Fala tabta'is bima kanu ya'lamun. So grieve not at aught of their doings. So now, this is a brother among brothers. Full brother and half brothers. He said, don't bother about what they do. Don't bother about what they've done. Aught of their doings. The commentary is in threefold: 1734, 1735, and 1736. Let's do them. 1734. The 10 brothers with Benjamin arrived in Egypt and waited on the great wazir. Full stop. Joseph again received them hospitably, even more so than before, as they had complied with his request to bring Benjamin. No doubt many shrewd and probing questions were asked by Joseph, and no doubt it was clear that Benjamin was one apart from the other 10. Beidau fills up the picture of the great feast for us. Beidawi fills up the picture of the great feast for us. The guests were seated 2 by 2. Beidawi was the odd one, and Joseph cautiously took him to his own table. Hey, this is a wise man. There were 11, 10 brothers of same mother, one out of the 10, and he arranged them in pairs. And so the 10 brothers took each other, one to the other. Beidawi is Benjamin. Benjamin had no pair, so Joseph paired him with himself. Oh my God. Joseph was a man of wisdom. So Joseph paired him with himself. Joseph, took him to his own table. Now, 1735. After the feast, the question of lodgings arose. They were to be accommodated 2 by 2. Again, Benjamin was the odd one. Of course, they already didn't laugh him. They laughed each other rather than more than they laughed Benjamin. But they don't know that they were dealing with wise people. Eh? Okay. I think Joseph had already predetermined this. Hmm? Uh, uh, Again, Benjamin was the odd one out. What more natural than that the wazir should take him to himself again? Hmm? He thus got a chance of privacy with him. They could now chat and chat and chat as brother to brother. And Benjamin would pour out everything that they did to him. Okay. He disclosed his identity to him, charging him to keep it a secret. So Joseph disclosed his identity to Benjamin, and it was Benjamin alone at that time who knew that he was with his full brother. The others didn't know yet. To keep it a secret, and to take no notice of any strange doings that might occur. He should ignore whatever that occurred after that, that is within his brothers. He must have learnt from Benjamin about his father and about the inner doings of the family. Of course, after Joseph, left, Benjamin would be in soup, hot soup. He would be in hot soup because the only brother he had to console him wasn't there anymore. Okay, doings of the family. He must get them all together into Egypt under his own eye. Joseph didn't matter. All he needed was to help them. No matter what they did, what evil they did to Benjamin, he didn't care. After all, they were all his brothers. One full brother, the others half brothers. He was going to ignore everything that they did to Benjamin. Oh. He had a plan and he proceeded to put it into execution. Full stop. 91736. The past tense of Kanu combined with the aorist, combined with the aorist of Ya, ya Malun, Ya Malun, signifies that the reference is to their brothers' doings. Ya Malun, sorry, I didn't read it. Kanu Ya Malun. That the reference is to their brothers' doings, past, present, and future. Benjamin was not to mind what wrongs they had done in the past, or how they behaved in the present or the immediate future. Joseph had a plan that required Benjamin's silence in strange circumstances. And that is the last commentary that's the last commentary to sign 69. We now go to sign 70. Uh, sign 70. فلما جهزهم فلما جهزهم بجزاهم فلما جهزهم بجه بجهازهم جعل جعل شكائك جعل السكاية جعل السكاية في في رحل في رحل أخيه جعل سكايك في رحل أخيه ثم ثم أذن موزن ثم أذن أوزن أيتها الإيرون أيتها الإيرون إنكم لسارقون إنكم لسارقون thieves, I think. Okay. At length, when he had furnished them forth with provisions, into brackets again, suitable for them, in provisions for them, brackets suitable for them, suitable, he put the drinking cup, that sikayata, he put the drinking cup, sikayata, Rahalin, he put the drinking cup into his brother's saddle bag, fi Rahalin, into his fi Rahalin, drinking saddle bag, fi Rahalin. He who wears his brother's drinking bag. Tumma azana mawazina. Then shouted out a crier, mawazina, azana, shouted out a crier, mawazina, ayyatuha al-iru, innakum lasarikun. Ayatuha. Behold, ye are thieves, without doubt. The crier said, O ye, that's into brackets, in the caravan, you in the caravan. Behold, ye are thieves. So the caravan was about to leave, but there was wisdom there. Joseph put the drinking cup of the brother inside his sikayaka, inside his saddle bag. Then the crier shouted, "You people are thieves! You've stolen our cup." And what did they say? Let's see. Oh, let's go to the commentary first, and this is 1737. Joseph's plan. Joseph's plan was to play a practical joke on them, which would achieve two objects. Full stop. Immediately, it would put them into some consternation, but nothing comparable to what he had suffered at their hands. So, in other words, what they are going to suffer from is a tiny bit of what he suffered from in their hands. When the plan was unraveled, that's full stop. When full sentence. When the plan was unraveled, it would make them thoroughly ashamed of themselves and dramatically bring home their guilt to them. Secondly, it would give them an excuse to detain Benjamin and bring their aged father into Egypt. Yes, that is wisdom. He contrived that a valuable drinking cup should be concealed in Benjamin's saddlebag. Full stop. When it was found after an ostentatious search, he would detain the supposed culprit and attain his object, as the story released further on. Verse 1, note 1737, 1737 to sign 70. Now we go to sign 72. Kalu وأقبلوا قالوا وأقبلوا عليهم ما وأقبلوا عليهم ماذا تفقدون قالوا وأقبلوا عليهم ماذا تفقدون. They said, turning towards him, قالوا وأقبلوا عليهم, turning towards them, ماذا تفقدون. What is it that ye miss? What is it that you miss? That's the brothers in their caravan asked back, turning towards the Azana, the crier. What is it that you miss? Okay. Kalu Kalu nafkidu suwa al mulki ولمن جاء به حمل بئير وأنا به زعيم. They said, we miss the great beaker of the king. That's cup. Beaker. I remember when I was doing chemistry, this used beaker, we used to use beaker. We miss the great beaker of the king. For him who produces it is the reward of a camel load. I will be bound by it. Okay. Lima Kalu nafkidu suwa al-mulki waliman jaa bihi himlun ba'irun wa ana bihi za'imun. A camel load, I will be bound by it. I will be bound by it, and I will be bound by it. Wa ana bihi za'imun. I will be bound by it. There's no commentary to it. Let's continue to sign 73. Kalu ta'alli ta'al Kala ta'allahi Kalu ta'allahi. Our locals say tallahi, wallahi tallahi. But here it is ta'allahi. Kalu ta'allahi. Lakat alimtum ma ji'na linafsida. Lakat alimtu ma ji'na linafsida fil ardi wa ma kunna sariki. The brothers said, or the brothers in inverted brackets said, by God, or wallahi, ta'allahi, by God, well, we know that we came not to make mischief in the land, and we are no thieves. They are not realizing that it was a plan by their clever younger brother, Joseph. And we are no thieves. 1738, that's the commentary. Let's go there. As strangers in a strange land, they were liable to be suspected as spies or men who meditated some unlawful design or some crime, such as theft, which would be common in a season of scarcity. No, they didn't meditate that crime. It was their brother who meditated the plan, the scheme rather, to detain his loved or his beloved brother. The brothers protested against the absurdity of such a suspicion after they had been entertained so loyally by the wazir. Why should they steal a cup after you've entertained them so much with food, edible food? and then produce to take home. Why should we do that? They were wondering. Hmm? Okay. Then royalty by Wazir. That's 1738. Note 1738. Where is it? Yes, 1738 to sign 73. We now go to sign 74. We now go to Psalm 75. Said, the Egyptians said, oh, no, I haven't read. Kalu, they said, that's the Egyptians. Fama jaza'uhu in kuntum kazibin. Fama jaza'uhu in kuntum kazibin. The Egyptians said, what then shall be the penalty of this if ye are proved to have lied? We are still pulling the legs of Joseph's brothers. No. Yes, of Joseph's brothers. Hmm? That's if we find it to you, what should we do to you? Hmm? Let's go to commentary 1739. That might be all very well, in inverted commas, full stop. Said the Egyptians. That might be all very well, said the Egyptians. But what if it is found by a search that you have, in fact, abused the wazir's hospitality by stealing a valuable cap? Uh, I think that's all. That's all for the commentary. And that's commentary 1739 to sign commentary 1379 to sign 74. We now go to sign 75. We now go to sign 75. Kalu jaza'uhu man wajda. Kalu jaza'uhu man wujida في رحله فهو جزاؤه كذلك نجزي الظالمين. كذلك نجزي الظالمين. They said, the brothers of Joseph said, the penalty should be that he in whose saddlebag it is found should be held as bondman to atone for the crime. They apparently knew the law of the area. Hmm? They hold him as a crime, like a slave, like Joseph. So we will now have two slaves, for the crime. Kazalika nazi azalimin. We punish the wrongdoers. I don't know who said it. I think that's a statement from Joseph's brothers. With a loaded caravan. I think so. Let's go and see 1741. But before then, 1742. The commentary is also is as well in twofold here, 1740 and 14741. Let's go to 14740. We must try to picture to ourselves the mentality of the ten. They understood each other perfectly, in their sins as well as in other things. For themselves, the search held out no fears. They didn't care at all because they knew they hadn't stolen it. Besides, they had had no opportunity of stealing. But how could they have done it? They didn't have the chance, no opportunity at all. But it was sneaked inside in their bags by Joseph. Opportunity of stealing. What but what of that young fellow Benjamin? Okay, into Benjamin's bag rather. Saddleback and not theirs. So the Tam brothers knew they didn't do any wrong. But what was the young but what of the young fellow Benjamin? They were ready to believe anything against him. Yes, they were ready to believe anything against him. Uh, the more so, the more so as Wazir's partiality for him had lent a keen edge to their jealousy. We hold here. I have a signal, danger signal. I think my battery is running out. We shall continue with commentary 1740 in our next episode. Thank you very much. Illa lika, bye bye. Till we meet again.